It was committed in a cold, calculated, and premeditated manner, and it was heinous, atrocious, and cruel. There is only one appropriate sentence in this case.
And with that, St. Johns County Judge Lee Smith sentenced 16-year-old Aiden Fucci to life in prison for the cold-blooded killing of Tristan Bailey. Fucci pleaded guilty to first-degree murder. Tristan Bailey, who was 13 years old, was stabbed more than 100 times on Mother's Day in 2021.
She suffered a painful, horrifying death from someone that she trusted. What is also very troubling is that this crime had no motive. This was not done out of greed. It was not done in retaliation, retribution, or revenge. It was not a crime of passion. It was done for no other reason than to satisfy this defendant's internal desire to feel what it was like to kill someone.
Speaking outside the St. Johns County Courthouse after the verdict, Tristan's father, Forrest Bailey, thanked the judge.
We are very appreciative of this outcome and feel that it is the right verdict, considering how heinous the crime is and Aiden's behaviors around it.
R.J. Larissa, state attorney for the 7th Judicial Circuit, hopes the Bailey family can find some closure.
Any of you that were in that courtroom today and listened to what was said in there know how difficult that was for the family. I mean, try to imagine what it would be like for you, for it to be your family. You know, the system is not kind to victims and their families. The process demands constitutional rights and constitutional mandates, but sometimes the victims and their families get lost in that shuffle. But not here, and not today, and not in St. Johns County.
This local news is a service of your hometown Toyota dealer, Beaver Toyota, US 1 St. Augustine, here to wow you.
4 people are arrested after deputies say they shoplifted from the St. Augustine Outlet Mall and led deputies on a high-speed chase on southbound I-95. It happened Saturday night. St. Johns County Sheriff's deputies say one of the suspects tried to run over a deputy with their vehicle. With St. Augustine's local morning news, I'm Amy Sherry.
When I step away, I'm going to be able to enjoy the city for what it really is. One of the most beautiful places to live in the world. And I don't need to worry about the potholes or if anybody got hurt fighting a fire. And I think that's going to be my chance to appreciate what we really have and contribute where I think I can make a difference.
St. Augustine City Manager John Regan has announced he will retire in June. He spoke to Liz Ryan about his time as manager, including some of the biggest challenges he's faced.
He arrived in St. Augustine with a background in FEMA management, but that didn't mean he'd be spared from the devastating effects of a hurricane.
My wife and I lost our home. It was in South Davis Shores. It took 11 months to restore, and 3 weeks later we lost it again. 2 years later, there was another one. We put all of our belongings in a U-Haul, and we put the U-Haul on high ground. My wife said, "We can't keep doing this. We're moving out, we're moving in. You worked 100 hours this week." That's where I had to say, I've got to find a way to make major life change. Fortunately, we found a wonderful home. We were able to stay in the city, and I was able to address what my wife and I needed by buying a new house.
Looking forward, his plans include improving the city in many ways.
I've worked in utilities, I've worked in social issues, worked in cultural issues. That's where my energy will be.
He said that being the manager of the oldest city in the country was quite an honor.
When I would cross the Bridge of Lions in the morning, I'd pinch myself and I'd think, can't believe they put me in charge of all this. It's a pretty heavy thing to be the city manager. It carries a lot of responsibility.
He says he knows change is inevitable, but would like to see St. Augustine retain its character.
Things will change, but we got to protect really what we really are as a small, tight, networked community. I don't think we've lost that.
He and his wife will continue to work to help causes they believe in, some public, some more behind the scenes.
I'm a Rotarian. My wife and I do many things that are philanthropic we prefer not to talk about.
Tune in tomorrow for more with John Regan and his reflections on his years as city manager and his plans for retirement. For St. Augustine's local morning news, I'm Liz Ryan.
And now you're up to date with St. Augustine's local morning news. I'm Rich Carroll.